Hello again. In this video, I want to share with you a powerful way to introduce yourself in English. So you're probably frequently in situations where you are meeting a new person or you are in a meeting or in a situation where you need to introduce yourself and tell the audience or tell someone a little bit about yourself. So I want to share with you a very powerful way that you can practice beforehand so that you're ready for those situations. Here in the United States, we have something called the elevator pitch, which basically just means a short introduction of ourselves that we can quickly have ready for when we have a situation where we have maybe 1-2 minutes to introduce ourselves, and that's it. Okay, so I'm going to show you or give you some framework of how you can introduce yourself and be ready to introduce yourself in a powerful way. Okay, first we want to obviously say our name. Okay, for non-native English speakers, here is a powerful strategy for you. So I want you to say your first name on an up intonation, your second or your last name on a downward intonation. So we're going to break up the first and last name with a little bit of a pause in between. So we're going to say, my name is Annie Rudin, or insert your name. My name is Annie Rudin. My name is Annie Rudin. Did you notice that little bit of a break in between my first and my last name? Now this is helpful for native English speakers because most likely they're not familiar with your name, and the way that you present your name will be very helpful in them being able to understand it and to be able to maybe repeat it back to you. Okay, so when you have that up intonation and then down intonation, it helps deliver that your name in a way that's easy for them to understand. All right, the next part is, where are you from? This is something that people just want to know, especially if you have an accent. If English is not your first language, then people just like to know where you're from. Saying it up front will definitely get that out of their way, because most native English speakers, what's going to happen is you'll start a conversation with them. In the back of their head, they'll be thinking, I wonder where they're from, because of an accent or something that they're picking up in the way that you speak. When you can just go ahead and get that out of the way, then it kind of takes that out of their mind and they can focus more on what you're saying and not how you're saying it. Okay, so this is a way for you to kind of control the conversation around this topic of where are you from. And just as a side note with the question, where are you from? This is a common thing that native English speakers do with each other. We really like to know where people are from because it gives us a common element to connect with. If we've ever been to that place, then we can talk about that place together. So it's really a factor of connection. People are looking for connection when they're asking, where are you from? The next thing that we want to do in this introduction is talk about, what do you do? Okay, what is your work? What is your profession? What do you spend most of your days doing? Okay, again, another way to connect with you. Okay, and I want you to adjust to your audience, but really an important thing to remember is to keep it simple. Okay, instead of, for me, I could say, I'm a speech language pathologist and I work on accent modification for non-native English speakers. And someone could be like, there's a lot of words in there that I don't understand. Not exactly sure what that means. I'm just going to I'm not going to try and connect with them on that because I don't know what they're talking about. Instead, I like to say, I help non-native English speakers learn how to speak English clearly and with confidence. Okay, a much easier thing to understand, a much easier concept to understand and relatable to most people. They're going to understand that. Maybe they'll ask more about it if I address it that way. So I want you to find a simplified way And starting with I help people, or I help a specific set of people with a specific set of problems, really becomes more relatable to your audience, and it gives them more to connect with, and more to talk about as the conversation continues. Okay, the next one is to give some personal info or information. We want them to know that you're a real person. We want you to be authentic, because that authenticity brings connection. So for me, you know, I like to talk about that I am married and I have 4, almost 5 children, okay? Being a parent helps me connect with other parents. Being a business owner helps me connect with other business owners. Okay, so something personal, something that is unique to me. Along that, and it can be one and the same as far as something personal and something unique, or you can have 2 separate things that you talk about. But bring in something unique or memorable about you. So one thing that I like to do is, you know, say, I've been married for 15 years. We have 4 going on 5 kids. And to a lot of people, that sounds like a lot of kids and very overwhelming. But to me, it's pretty normal, because I am the youngest of 9 kids in my family. Okay, something memorable, something unique. Not everyone has big family like that, and it's something that we can maybe talk about more if the person's interested, and we can continue that conversation. Okay, so here is a framework for you. Practice this, practice it in advance, kind of know in advance what you're going to say, so that you're prepared for those situations and you have it ready to go when someone says, hey, can you introduce yourself? Or, hi, my name is so-and-so, and you can kind of then start that conversation as well. Okay, go ahead and practice this, come up with your own version of it, and try it out and let me know how it goes. And I'll see you again in the next video.